Welcome to the Comical Engineers, fun and facts with LCTS, where engineering meets experience with a dash of humor. In this episode, your hosts Eberhard, Lucke, and Stan Spears are joined by a special guest, Tripal Reddy, founder of Sayantrik Engineer. Get ready for insights on global collaboration, building a company from the ground up, and what it really takes to lead in the world of engineering. Now, let's dive in.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Comical Engineers, the LCTS podcast, for our second episode. And we're really proud and honored to have our first guest on the show, Tripal Reddy from Sayantrik Engineering in India. Spears is with us as well. Hey, Stan.
Hey, good morning. Good morning.
Yeah. And well, let's start with Tripal and maybe a short introduction, a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, Paul, tell us a bit about your background and where you came from and some of your engineering experience from your education, and just let us know a little bit about you.
Yeah, thanks, Dan. Thanks, Eberhard, for this opportunity. I am Tripal Reddy. I am from India, Hyderabad. My education qualification is basically master's in thermal engineering and bachelor's in mechanical engineering. I have 18 plus years of experience now. I started my career with Worley, Worley back in 2007. So I was I can say I was fifth and young engineer in Worley. Worley was a startup and in India, and I was the fifth engineer in Worley office. And from I did I was a piping layout and stress engineer initially, and then with my interest I moved into project engineering, business development, proposal preparations, and all. So yeah, that's what about me.
Okay, great. So yeah, you started your career, you worked for a big engineering company. What triggered that idea of founding your own engineering company? What was the motivation behind that? Do your own thing.
Yeah. As I said, Worley was though the company was huge, but in India, we were just like 25 folks in India, Worley. And I had an opportunity to run from pillar to post in Worley, either project delivery aspect or winning a proposal, or when customers are inside Worley, I used to be very engaging with them actually. So I really loved the way things were going on in a startup, and I had one of the project it was with maybe I just keep the end client name confidential, but it was for a 35 offshore platforms in Middle East. That was the first time they were trying to do a digitalization effort in Middle East. So we at Worley, we were very curious to back the job, and then we tried all the ways to. I mean, we gave a very good winning proposal, and initially we thought the job scope was from converting a laser scan to an as-built 3D model. That's the simple scope. But we thought even if we design a new platform, it may take some X hours. So when we are doing an as-built, it should not be an X hours, right? So that was the thumb rule which was going in our mind initially. And later, when we actually started the job, it was a nightmare. We didn't had all the required adequate tools, or we really learned in a hard way. And I was project engineer, and I was taking all the meetings from the client, and I was interfacing between the two parties. Then I felt, hey, there is a scope in this particular space for digital transformations or like, digital conversions of the old plants to the new plants. Then I felt this, and I'm a piping engineer myself, and like, I was hands-on with PDMS at that point of time. So I thought, okay, let me see and start off. Then uh, I've started with two individuals back in 2012, and today we are about 150 resource. And we started with like, single discipline piping as a main breadwinner, but later we added structural, civil, electrical, all the disciplines like, went on. Now we are a full-fledged multidiscipline engineering team minus process engineering. That's
Yeah.
where we got
Sure.
connected.
Are all these resources in one location? Or,
Yeah, that's a good question.
no?
So we are operating out of three locations, Eberhard. Like, we are in Hyderabad, which is like down south in India, and in Mumbai, which is the financial capital of India, and we have one office in Chennai, and we have one in Malaysia as well, Kuala
Paul,
Lumpur.
what would you say to somebody that was at the doorsteps of their own desire today to start up their own business? You have a unique insight into the benefits and the sacrifices. What would you recommend to somebody that was coming and say, "Hey, I'm gonna jump off into this effort here"? What's your advice to them?
Yes, then like, one definite thing is like, passion, consistency, and good to great concept. These are the three things we need to be focusing on. If you don't have passion and if you lack consistency, I mean, it's very, very difficult. Like, it's been like 14 years now for Scientic, and I mean, there would be a lot of, I mean, dealing an engineering business is not that easy. Like, it's a sinusoidal wave always, right? Like, your
No.
billability will reduce sometime. Yeah. And cash flow will hit you. You need to be prepared for the cash flow downtimes, recession, market recessions. So all of these factors are really important, and you will lose your family time in a big way. Like, you end up see, like, when we are trying to fight out with so many engineering companies in India, like, we need to be always vigilant in India that, where the opportunity is there, like, we need to go grab, talk, be present there, and then, execute it. Yeah.
Those are great comment, great advice. I just knew that your insight would be special because of the efforts you just
Yeah.
gone through. So thanks for sharing it with us.
Yeah. Thanks.
Other question I had is there anything special about the name Scientric? Does it have a special meaning, or where did that come from? I meant to ask you that earlier.
Okay. It has a very good, interesting story again. I was always presenting papers in reputed colleges in India. Like, so I was presenting one of the paper in one college called REC Warangal, like, NIT Warangal. It's NIT Warangal. So there was a first name. The first name was Sayantrik. The Renaissance is the caption for it, and so the Sanskrit version of it is like, it's science and technology. So when I was presenting the paper in that particular college, uh, I got about like third prize. So then I decided, like, if at all, if I have my own company, I will have have this particular contest name as my company name, actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's very interesting too. Well, thanks for sharing. So, and without sharing any secrets, or um, what would be your outlook currently, the Indian market or the Asian market overall, specifically on the energy sector?
Yeah, like, I think India market is really hot now. Like, for sure, next 5 to 10 years, it's like it would be amazing, I can say. In India, a few government initiatives like Atmanirbhar and Made in India, these kind of initiatives are giving lot of hope to MSME companies like Scientic. And from energy point of view, like, at least 10 new crackers are required to meet the demand in next 15 years, which would say at least 25 $25 billion investment is required in India for at least next 10 years. So there are huge potential, like, potential. Yeah.
Great. Yeah,
What do you think about the that that opportunity? How do you see our new collaboration, which I'm very excited about? I think we have a great mesh of technology, of industry contacts. It's just a good mix. But how do you envision our new collaboration between Scientric and LCTS helping you on your side of the business, secure new work and develop new customers that going forward?
That's a good question, Stin. So my thought process was, we were always short falling with process engineering, and which is like heart of our industry, right? So if we can get the niche process technologies back to India, like, with the contacts what we have and the demand what, see, like, all the Indian refineries are envisioned to have a 20% increase in the capacity. So that's a huge thing, right? Like, that's a huge thing. So when and definitely with Atmanirbhar means, like, in country sourcing kind of a initiatives. So many emerging EPCs are coming out in India. So if we can blend well, like, in terms of if we can get the right quality, right technology, and with the right rate, I mean, definitely we can make a huge success there.
Great.
Yep.
Great.
So spread the word. LCTS and Sayantrik are working together, so we can cover everything that your project needs. You're in the energy sector, downstream refining, gas monetization, renewable fuels, renewable power. We're now much stronger together, and we're also very much looking forward to our collaboration, and we're very excited to continue that, exploring opportunities together with Scientic.
So
Thanks,
Tripal,
Eberhard.
one of the
Yeah.
things you mentioned there too is about family time. I just got to tell you how much we appreciate your involvement with us today, being on the on the podcast, because I know you're with your family, and I think you guys are just about to go into the Disney World, the cruise, that kind of thing, right? Is that
Yes.
correct? So
Yeah.
I have one piece of help. You're going to need what I'm going to give you to get rid of "It's a Small World After All" and "Hi ho, here off to work we go" out of your head. The only way that you can remove that is with the song Baby Shark. Baby Shark. So whenever you hear that other, you just go to that and you'll know you can get rid of that. So that's my advice for your family trip. And so thank you so much for sharing your time today while you're in off. And as our Comical Engineer podcast has the note of a funny story, I just got to share with everybody how we started and the connection that we made on LinkedIn. And I saw that, and it was, kind of, you see a lot of that kind of information exchange on LinkedIn. And I told Eberhard, I says, I've looked at these guys and I said, I think they're legit. I think they're the real thing. He says, well, is there a question? I says, well, when I looked at their webpage and I go to their office, it's all so clean and neat. And the people are also they're so well put together. I says, I hope that they've not just brought those people in off the street just so that they could fill the seats. But as we find out, it's just a great group and a great company. So while I think everyone should learn from that is that there are connections that we make both from, our industry experience, the connections on LinkedIn and and YouTube and those things. But here is an example of how that, and it was comical how my first thought was about looking at, because I have to say in my past, I have been involved with some efforts that might have used some temporary employees and temporary computers to enhance the size of the workforce. But thank you so much for reaching out to us like that and our connection as it started. So it's just, I think the future for us is very exciting. So thank you very much.
I really appreciate that, Stan. Thanks for acknowledging our invitation in LinkedIn. And this is what something which culturally getting we are completely different. We are culturally different. Our language is different. Our verbatism is different. But still, thanks to the technology, we are able to sit apart, and then we are able to work together. And I'm really excited for our journey, and we will definitely learn from you guys, and I will ensure that we will also introduce you to our Indian culture and take things forward. Yeah.
Much appreciated. I'm pretty sure we can learn a few things from you and your guys as well. Okay. So thank you very much. And concludes our second episode of the Comical Engineer LCTS podcast. Thank you very much to our very first guest, Tripal Reddy from Sayantrik Engineering. And if you listen to us on the YouTube channel, make sure you subscribe to the channel and activate notifications so that you don't miss the next episode. Stan, Tripal, thank you very much. Much appreciated, and looking forward to our collaboration. Bye.
Yeah. Bye.